In this video, I try Supergramps Lite. It's a Subaru Legacy with a flat 6 engine, but no turbo. But what's it like? Well, firstly, I must say I do like this generation of Legacy very much. I mean, to be honest, I like all the Legacies. I think they've all got something going for them. It's got slightly different alloys. It should have 18s. These are 17s. And I quite like those. Diamond cut pattern. Very smart. We've got a rather large sunroof, which is quite nice. I do like a sunroof. And we've got quite nice rear styling as well. I particularly like the, that's the fog light, despite the fact it's white. I do like lights that change colour. There's a good sized boot in the back. Fairly spacious, not all that tidy, but that's because this is a family car. It looks like family cars should, frankly. There we go. I'm not sure about sitting in the back because it's mostly full of stuff and I'm not small enough to fit in the child seat. But yeah, there you go. There is an amount of legroom. In the front, I'm mostly angry that I've not set the steering wheel straight. That's better. I do like a straight wheel. Look at that. We've got drilled pedals for extra wow factor. We got electric leather seats with heating, obviously, and all rather stylish. Let's jump aboard properly. There are buttons everywhere. There's some buttons tucked away in there. We've got some buttons down there. We've got cruise control buttons here. Even the wiper stalks look remarkably complicated. And the light stalk has also got quite a few options on it. The stereo is, yeah, all built in, and that would be great, but unfortunately the CD player doesn't work, and that leaves you with cassettes and a radio, and you can't just chuck any stereo in, because look, it's all built in. Even the hazard lights are on the setup here. Dash with various things on. It's a 2005 car, so it's yeah, it's a bit fancy. See if we can find a bonnet release. We can find a bonnet release. Of course, being a Subaru, you've got frameless doors, which I love. And under the bonnet, this is an option you didn't get in most markets. This is kind of UK only. I can't find out how to release the bonnet. There's what feels like a catch. Oh, there we go. And there we go. H6 Boxer. And not that you can see any of it, of course, because it's all buried. And there's a rather annoying shadow of me. Look, there's my gimbal. But yeah, it's a 3 litre flat 6, developing an amount of power. So in Australia you got these as the Liberty, because Legacy was linked to some charity or some such. But we know them as Legacy, and like I say, flat 6 engine, 6-speed gearbox from the WRX Imprezas apparently, and I guess you're wondering what it's like to drive. I'm not wondering, I know, because I've just driven it here. But I shall take you with me as we explore this car's potential. Here we go then. That's uphill. It's fair to say it doesn't hang around. It's not turbocharged, it is naturally aspirated, but it's got a phenomenal amount of torque. So unlike the Impreza, which I was driving around and hating fairly recently, you're not constantly thinking, I've got to rev the absolute what's it off this. I will say the ride is still somewhat jiggly, but torque that really makes this car, and we're going to have to get on different roads to experience that. Oh, marvellous. Yeah, the ride is firm. The steering is entirely numb. It's very direct. It's more direct than the Rover, my usual comparison of high performance powerful cars. And I have found myself having come very close to oversteering at times. Well, I guess the trip to the Netherlands could leave me feeling somewhat annoyed. It's not uncomfortable. There's one bad bump on this little route that we've been using where it goes bang when it hits it, and that's not nice. But generally, it's more compliant than the Impreza and feels an awful lot better for it. The biggest problem with this car is MPG, although it still reckons we're averaging 24 despite that little outburst. So that's not bad. But it's got really good overtaking punch, so even in 5th gear, it punches really well. Right. We shall pick up the owner and his adorably cute son. Oh, bang.
Well, that was perfect timing.
Perfect timing.
Caught
yeah.
the right bang, yeah.
It does that occasionally when you hit a bit of a bump. Yes, I'm joined by the owner, Michael. So what are we in?
So this is a 2004 Subaru Legacy 3-litre Spec B. So it's the flagship Legacy model of the era. And it's got the flat 6 boxer engine in its biggest capacity that they sold at the time. They did later do a 3.6. About 245 brake horsepower when new, presumably a bit less than that now after 105,000 miles or whatever it is.
I feel we should have looked at the torque reading. Are we going left again?
Left again, yeah. But rather than being the farmer's choice of being the automatic Legacy Outback with raised up suspension, this has got the 6-speed manual gearbox from the Impreza WRX, and also I think the front wishbones and upside down Bilstein shocks and some other bits and bobs from the Impreza WRX. So it's like a grown-up Impreza in theory.
It feels like a grown-up Impreza. It's not quite as harsh, not quite as unpleasant.
Yeah.
I rather like it. I never thought I'd say that, but this is really nice.
One of the interesting forum quotes about it is that it's a Porsche 911 Carrera 4 in reverse, because it's the boxer engine at the front instead of the back and 4-wheel drive. But it's got plenty of room in the back for all the family, and you can probably see there is one of the small children in the back there.
Yeah, we can just see some cute curls. It is the cutest child in the world.
He was asleep earlier and I had to wake him up to do the drive-by shooting. So
yeah. Sorry.
He managed to get some grapes down him in a drink, which he needed anyway, so that's good.
He seems quite happy with cornering at 60 miles an hour.
He's quite comfortable in this. It hasn't quite got the ride quality of the Leaf. In fact, it was pretty rough and bumpy when I got it. It's had new coil springs in the front, and I've knocked the wheel size down. It comes with 18-inch wheels, and I've put some 17-inch wheels on, which are still to manufacturer specification. But it took a bit of the harshness off the ride, but you can probably see it bouncing around a little bit on this country.
This car has been in a video before, I think. Did I record a snippet?
You did, yeah.
When I
definitely did not speed into the Tyne Tunnel.
No, definitely not. And I remember the ride being unpleasant and jiggly then. Maybe it's because I've been in an Impreza since, but this doesn't feel as bad as I remember.
Well, definitely the tyres and the not snapped. We've got right this time, yeah. There's a bike there.
We shall wait for the bike and the cars.
The tyres and the not snapped coil springs probably help with the ride quality.
One thing I'm not used to yet is the clutch, which seems to have a very sharp bite along its very lengthy travel, and trying to judge it just right is quite difficult. Yeah, that's nice. It sounds almost as good as a Daewoo Matiz, but it does have considerably more shove. We shall look up torque statistics and place them in the description below, unless you've memorised them.
I haven't.
Off the top of your head, no. No, you can be forgiven for that. But yes, unlike the Impreza, it doesn't demand you absolutely nail it in every single gear. It's got a lovely spread of torque. So I was overtaking in 5th gear earlier, and it just picked up and went. No turbo lag, because there is no turbo. It's a very clever way of dealing with turbo lag. Is don't have a turbo. But oh yeah, I must mention this sunroof, because I like light and airy interiors, and that's quite marvellous.
It was a big selling point.
Yeah. How does it actually open?
Do you want me to?
Let's do a demo. Got various flip ups there, and then the whole lot goes back.
There you are. All the way back. You probably can't hear a word that we're saying now.
Bit of buffeting going on there, but not bad. Not as bad as a smart roadster, they're terrible. Oh, and it brings the screen cover forward as well. There we go. Yeah, that was quite nice. Do you like the roof? Charlie, do you like the roof? He's not saying anything, he's just looking at me going, why is this strange bearded man driving my dad's car? This is Hubnut, Charlie. This is fun.
I think he's upset he doesn't have his tractor with him. He's only got the train and the helicopter.
There we go. So yeah, problem with the Subaru Legacy, not enough tractor. Right, 0 to 60 with a small child who doesn't know this is going to happen. What could possibly go wrong? But you're a responsible parent. This is fine.
Yeah,
isn't it?
kind of. Charlie, can you say ready?
Ready?
Nope, not today.
Okay, well here goes. Awful clutch. Oh, you just get to 60 before the rev limiter. Just. So that's very much like the Impreza. That was a terrible, terrible pull away there.
Two out of 6 gears used and hit the national speed limit on this road with no white line.
That isn't really what I like about this engine. If I slow down a bit and we'll sort of go for a 3rd gear at 40, it's the fact that you're kind of waiting to do the overtake, and then you put your foot down and it gets a hurry on, and that's 60. Is that fun?
It's probably grinning.
It looks amazingly unconcerned, so it's all fine. Never done a road test with a small child before. This is something new. And there we go. That is the Subaru Legacy in H6 boxer form. I'd like to thank Michael and Charlie for assisting with this road test, and that's it. I shall say thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go, and I shall see you in a future video. Farewell. Boxer.